And we're live. Thank you for anyone who's listening on YouTube or in Discord. Um, let's let's first start off by introducing the players. Let's start with you, Overhead. Oh, yeah, let's start with you, Overhead. Go ahead.
Oh, I just introduced my character?
Yeah, just talk about your character a little bit, just so people listening know.
Okay. Um, yeah, his name is David. He's very crippled and has a lot of flaws. He's missing a hand. It's against who he is to kill anyone, so he can't kill anyone. And he has a sore leg. Both his arm and leg are due to an injury in the past. He also can't use weapons because of it. And he's a hemophiliac. So if he starts bleeding, he can't stop it on his own. And he also has no idea about magic, so he can't cast that. But he does enjoy manipulating people because he's not very good at any combat related things. He likes to, hide from people and change and influence them using his abilities like telepathy and false memories to kind of throw them off and avoid dying and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, Steven, go ahead.
My character is Tavrish. He he's sort of the town drunk. He took a hard hit to the head, which gave him a couple disabilities, and he's been drinking to forget about it ever since. But he's been in his fair few bar fights, so he knows how to use his drunkenness to his advantage.
Okay. Let's now that we introduced everyone, let's begin. We open on a carriage going down a dusty road. Off in the distance, you see an awesome silhouette, like anything you've ever seen before. It's your destination, the great city of Cabal. In the carriage with you is a girl named Marin. Earlier today, she picked you up from a mercenaries guild. She's hired you because the king is having a gala tonight, and there's a supposed threat on his life during the gala. As you guys are traveling, you pass through the city, the giant gates, and she takes you to the barracks. Once there, she tells you that you need to dress up like you belong at the party, and she'll give you invitations, and you're not allowed to take any weapons that would be visible. So if you guys have anything that would be visible, it would be best not to take it. Now that you're at the barracks to get dressed.
She offers us costumes?
Yeah, there's she had
Yeah.
a, I should
Okay.
have said that, sorry. There's a rack of costumes right next to you guys. My bad.
All right. I dress up.
I'll take the frilliest one.
Okay. After you guys get dressed, she informs you you are not to disturb the king under any circumstances. You're not to disturb the head of the king's guard under any circumstances either. I work directly under him. If you need anything at all, you talk to me. Okay? You guys need to blend in so that the assassin doesn't know that you guys are there.
Understood.
So you guys need to be mingling and dancing, and just so that you don't get caught, obviously. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Okay. She hands you guys your invitations and tells you to head through the doors. Head inside the palace, rather.
I take the lead and step in.
I follow.
You guys walk through the doorway, and a nobleman asks you for your invitations. After you guys show him your invitations, he points down the hallway. You see a giant pair of open doors leading to a ballroom. As you walk down the hallway, you notice armed guards stationed outside of every single room that's not the ballroom. There is a lot of guards everywhere. You enter the large doorway and see a wonderful display of people dancing and enjoying themselves. You're now in the gala.
I
I
head for the bar.
Okay.
I follow, and after we sit down, what is your character's name again? Sorry,
If you look in Discord,
Tovers.
if you look in the
Tavers.
Tav,
Oh,
did I,
yeah, it has been changed. I see it.
did I spell it right?
It's an A instead of the O, but I can change it.
Okay. Yeah, both of you guys' names are I changed so you guys can see it.
I say, Tavers, do we know anything about this assassin?
Um, I take a swig, and then I shake my head.
I see. So we're just looking for suspicious movements.
I nod.
I scan the area. Do I see anything suspicious off the bat?
You look around the room and just looking around, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary, really.
All right.
You just see people walking and talking. You do notice how the king is not here yet.
I'm just gonna keep drinking.
I asked the barkeep, "Where's the royalty?"
He looks at you. Well, the king is getting ready right now for the gala. Him and his family are supposed to come down for the treaty signing in just a little bit here. After dinner, they plan to sign the treaties.
Exciting. I continue to scan the area.
You look around the room and still, just as before, you don't really notice anything. As you're scanning, though, you do see Marin, the person who hired you guys, enter through the entrance to the ballroom, and she walks around the perimeter.
Is she walking towards us or away from us?
Away from. She's kind of just walking around the edge of the ballroom. You guys are more in the middle. You're at the bar.
I have an out of character question.
Sure.
My abilities, are they noticeable to others around me when I use them?
You're using telepathy? No.
If I were to, would it be noticeable? Like
not
would,
unless they're like actively paying attention to you.
Okay, so like Taver sitting beside me wouldn't know.
No, not really. Unless you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just follow her movements.
Okay. You watch her, and you can tell she's scanning the room and looking at all the. As she passes through by each guard, she talks to them. And you notice though she stops by one guard and talks to him for a little bit longer than everyone else before moving on. But she's talking to all the guards you assume to make sure everything's okay.
If I fail a telepathy check, will they know?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Is there anything different about this specific guard?
Not that you can tell. He's just standing by one of the, I guess, windows. He's not really. He looks just like the other guards. Marin continues circling the room, and as she does, she scans and talks to each of the guards individually.
And she's going around the room around us.
Yeah, she's going clockwise around the room, just around the entire perimeter. Tavrish, you wanna?
I'm just continuing to drink.
Okay. Trying to build up
Classic
that
Tavrish.
drunk, I see.
Yeah.
Are any of the guards doing anything different after they've talked to her?
I mean, not really. They
They
kind
just-
of signal to her, kind of salute to her as she walks away, but you don't really notice anything out of the ordinary. As you guys are sitting there, you hear loud trumpets playing, and you see the king, his wife, and his son all ascend down the stairs to the center of the room as loud music starts playing to commemorate the moment. You see the king and his wife and son. They all bow and greet the crowd, and You see a bunch of noblemen surround the stairs to meet the king as he walks through. There are 2 guards either side of him, kind of holding people off as he goes.
And no one steps towards him or anything?
All you see is a large crowd go towards the king.
Oh, okay. Is there a higher vantage point?
Yeah, if you there is an upper balcony.
Okay.
That surrounds the perimeter.
I tap Tavish on the shoulder and say, I'm going to be up higher. And I leave to the top of the balcony.
Okay,
To the upper balcony.
You leave and you walk up the stairs and you're now on the top balcony, looking down at the crowd. You can see that the guards are keeping the people at bay. No one's really trying to rush him or anything. They're just trying to meet and greet him as he walks towards his table.
Do I notice anything about the table?
Not really. It looks like a fancier table than all the rest.
Hmm.
It's a lot longer to fit more people.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep one eye on that table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are most people just watching?
Yeah, you can see everyone's cheering and
Yeah.
everyone's watching, but a lot of people are around the king, just trying to meet him.
Okay. I leave the balcony and go to do the same.
Okay. You try and weave through the crowd to get to the king, and you have a hard time fitting through all the people. They're just so crowded in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to try and force your way, or are you just gonna?
I'm gonna stay at like a comfortable distance. And I'm not like pushing people aside, but I'm as close as I can be.
Okay, you can barely see the king over people's heads. He's about 20 feet away from you. He's as you can see him waving to people, and he touches their hands as he walks by. And you can see he's greeting them.
Hmm.
He finally makes it to his table and sits down, and his family joins him. They're now sitting at the table. The seats next to him are empty. There are 2 seats next to him that are empty.
Do I know who would sit there?
You do not.
Okay.
You do, however, see another guardsman walk down the stairs from where the king just came from. You can tell he's dressed a lot more, I guess, royally. He's wearing the royal colors and everything. And you assume that he is the head of the royal guard, as he ascends down the stairs and goes and sits down right next to the king.
Okay. I go back to sit by Tavish, and I say, Tavish, if you were to kill a king, how would you do it?
I reckon I'd flip a table on his head or something.
Doesn't seem very practical in the context of the guards. Do you think they could have poisoned something?
I got no idea. There's only one way to find out, isn't there?
I guess there is.
What do you guys want to do?
It's a good question.
Can I try and fill up my water skin with alcohol?
You can. Do you want to?
Yeah.
You pull out your water skin and start filling it. The barkeep, you can see him start staring at you. Hey, what are you doing?
It's just saving some for later.
Okay, well, you can take the glass with you. You don't have to fill your pouch.
But see, the pouch can hold more than the glass.
Well,
Wise old man told me that.
I'm confused as to why you're filling you can take the glass with you and walk around the room.
Why?
He
I
fi-
can take the glass and the pouch.
he pulls out another glass and fills it with ale and puts it in front of you. Here, go ahead, go.
I once I run out in the what I'm using to fill it, I start using that glass to fill the water skin.
How many servings does the water skin hold?
2.
Oh, two. Okay, yeah. So it would hold both. You start filling it again. He tells you, "Go, come on, get out of here. You're freaking people out." He takes another glass and fills it yet again with ale and sets it in front of you. Go, take it and go.
All right. And I pick up the glass and I stumble away from the bar in the direction of the king.
You can see
I follow.
You can see him lift his arm and start signaling something as you walk away.
I'm going to stay close to him then and cast telepathy.
On who?
On the barkeep. He's the one who signaled, right?
Okay, yes. Go ahead and roll for it.
Oh, I have to roll.
Do you know how?
What is it? 1d20?
Yeah, exclamation point R space 1d20. And then go ahead and copy and paste. Go ahead and copy that so you can just paste it whenever you need to roll.
Okay.
Did you roll? Oh, campaign. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You do successfully reach into his mind, and you can hear him. Something's off about this guy. You can hear him just thinking to himself about something weird about Tavrish.
I'm going to then cast Memory Erase on him.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
And erase the memory of the water skin incident.
Okay.
Is that...
Oh wait, you put.
Oh,
yeah,
I forgot the space. Yeah. There.
Okay. You reach into his mind and start erasing it, and you see him kind of reel back a little bit, looking around, confused. And you see a guard walk over to him, and you can see them kind of talking. The barkeep gets really mad about it.
Interesting.
Starts yelling at the guard.
Is telepathy still working or no?
Yeah. Okay. You can hear what he's saying through it, and what he's hearing. You can tell that he's mad about the guard. The guard's questioning why the barkeep called the guard. But the barkeep's telling him, "I didn't call you over here. What are you doing?" And they're just sitting there arguing back and forth.
I head out.
What was that?
I head out towards Traverse.
Okay.
How much drunk have I accumulated at this point?
You've been drinking. It's been 20 minutes, so I'd say good. You've taken a good 4 glasses.
And it's 1 per glass?
Yeah, so let's say, about... Go ahead and roll a d4, and that'll decide. Okay, 3 it is. Oh, wait, did you roll 2?
No.
It looks...
That's his early one. That's okay, gotcha. Yeah, you have 3 drunk.
Okay.
Is my mana affected right now?
Yeah, go ahead and every time you guys cast spells, go ahead and reduce
alright.
them.
Sounds good.
Hey, what do you guys want to do?
Has anyone sat next to the other side of the king?
No, the spot is still empty. As you guys are standing there, Marin walks up behind you and puts her arm around Tatverish. "What are you guys doing?" she whispers.
We're just
I'm
hanging
just
out.
enjoying my time here.
I'm not paying you to enjoy yourselves. You guys need to find the assassin. And stop causing
We're-
commotion. I saw what you did with the barkeep. Don't do that.
It's too late now, isn't it?
I say, do you have any information?
Said, no,
About
I
him?
don't know anything about the assassin.
You just know it's going to happen.
We got a tip about it. We're just trying to be safe. I'm pretty sure he can be fine, but this is just a precaution.
All right, I say, I'm going to go check the cooks. And I head
Okay,
towards...
go ahead. Just stop causing commotion, please. And you see her walk away. Did you want to go to the kitchen?
I head to the kitchen.
You get to the doors of the kitchen, there's a guard there, and he stops you. Hey, what are you doing?
Is this where the food is?
Yes, it is.
Do you mind if I grab some?
We will be serving the food very shortly.
Okay, fine. And I step back.
Okay.
And then I just watch the servers as they come in and out.
No one's really
See if
entering
they're-
through the...
Oh, okay.
They're all in the kitchen. You can see them running around,
Yeah.
getting things ready. Tavrish, you still sitting there?
I'm just walking around drunkenly.
Okay.
If there's like crowds in the way, I'll just sort of push through. Not in any general direction.
Okay. Tavrish, you noticed off in the distance the guard that Marin talked to earlier for extended periods. He's kind of... You can't quite tell, but he looks a little worried.
I'll stay in his vicinity.
Okay. David? You still watching the kitchen, or do you want to...
Yeah, I'm still watching like the kitchen area. Are there any other high traffic areas? Or areas where there will be high traffic, I guess?
You assume that the barroom floor where all the tables are, when they serve dinner, that would be crowded just from people sitting down. You can tell that the king's table is incredibly crowded. Just people trying to still meet the king. But you do notice there are a lot of guards posted around the tables so that nobody can actually get through.
Yeah. All right. I leave then and then go towards Tavrish.
Okay. You kind of serpentine through the crowd and eventually you're at Tavrish. You guys are now side by side.
Yeah.
Look at him. He looks a little worried.
He's the same one that
Yes, that Marin was talking to.
Yeah. Marin was talking to earlier. Okay. Yeah, how does mana regen work?
Yeah, I'm still
in
trying to
this
figure
case.
that out for this. Because there's no rounds, per se.
Yeah.
Let's just nix mana for now.
Okay. Have it just occur during combat.
Yeah.
Okay. I cast telepathy on the guard then.
Okay, go ahead and roll for it. Okay. You kind of look into the guard's eyes from a distance, and you peer into his mind. You can tell you can't quite tell what. All you know is all you can read is what he's currently thinking.
Yeah.
And he's not really thinking anything in particular other than he's scanning the room, and but you can tell he's got a kind of a worried feeling, almost a dread and fear. You're not quite sure why.
Yeah. Interesting. Where is he looking? Do I see?
Yeah, he's just kind
Just
of...
the general scan.
He's scanning the entire room. He's not really looking at anything in particular.
Interesting. I go and sit down at a table that's close to the king, but not like right up close.
Okay.
Is it just general seating?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
no assigned seating.
And then I scan the room again for any.
All right, you sit down next to an elderly couple and you start just looking around the room. Tavrish?
I'm just gonna keep. I'll finish the glass that I have,
Okay.
but I'll just keep walking around.
You go and add another level of drunk, and then while you're walking around. Did you want to do something while you walk around, or just casually walk?
I'm just keeping an eye out.
Okay. David, you're sitting next to the elderly couple, and they see you looking around. They turn to you. Hey, what are you doing?
I say, oh, I'm just bored right now. I can't really get close to the king. I'm looking for something else to be exciting.
The wife turns to you, and she says, "Well, you know, the treaty should be happening after dinner. I think the other king should be arriving pretty shortly. Maybe you'll be able to
Yeah,
meet him."
that's exciting. Do you know where he'll be entering from?
I would assume from the entrance, you silly.
That's fair. I get up and move towards the entrance and away from them.
Okay. You want to just stand next to the entrance, or?
Yeah. Are there many guards near the entrance, or just like an average amount?
There's 2 guards posted at the entrance. There are at least 50 guards in this room alone.
Mm-hmm.
From what you can tell. And then there's more outside posted around the, when you walked in, you noticed there's a lot more posted
outside the other doors. Mm-hmm.
Okay, as you're standing there, you do see off in the distance a carriage pull up, and a very well-dressed nobleman walks out towards the door. As he walks past the guards, or the nobleman who's checking the invitations, the nobleman stops what he's doing and bows before the man, and just lets him enter without ever even checking his invitation. He's coming towards you.
Yeah. Do you have enough context to determine that this is the other king?
Yeah,
Or...
I mean, you would assume, based on what's happening, that yes.
Yeah. Yeah, when he comes past me, I step back and bow as well.
Sorry, what was that?
When he comes to me, I step back and bow as well.
Okay.
Just as a show of respect.
Okay. He comes to you and you kind of bow, and he looks at you and puts his hand on your head and says, "Greetings."
I don't say anything, and just
I move in that direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? The king's now walking towards his table.
I'm going to cast hypnosis on him right as he's walking away from me.
Okay, go ahead and roll for that.
I'll roll for that, right? And it's to give me a ring off of his finger, like turn back and hand me a ring.
Okay. You see him stop. As you cast it, you see him stop, Tavros. You just see him stop. And he turns around and comes back. And he takes one of his rings off and kind of holds out towards you.
I take it in 2 hands and bow again.
You take the ring and start bowing again, and you see him turn around, start walking back towards his table, as if it never happened.
Yeah.
So you now have one of his rings.
Yeah. Was there any other people following him or with him or anything, or just him?
It was
solo?
just him.
Interesting.
You see the guards kind of shove the crowd to the side to let him through to the king's table, and he sits down right next to the king's guard, the head of the king's guard. You saw sit down next to the king earlier.
Mhm.
And him and the king start chatting and laughing and talking. you guys hear a very loud bell, and you see the kitchen start just swarming. People just start swarming out with carts with
Uh,
white cloth draped over them and large metal trays on top of the carts, and they're just rushing through the room. And you see everyone rushing to tables.
Is there one going towards the king's table?
No, none of the. As far as you can tell, you can't really tell. They're just kind of scattering everywhere. They're just in a very quick rush, moving through the places, each one going to a different table.
Okay. Um, if one like comes towards the king's table, I'm gonna try and like accidentally, quote unquote, get in the way and like mess up the cart or something, like make it fall over.
Okay. Um, David, what do you want to? Well, he's waiting for that. What do you want? Did you want to do something?
I was gonna walk towards the guard that was nervous before.
Okay. You walk up to him.
Um, and I hold up hold up my hand and say, "Hey, I'm David. How's it going?"
Is the ring
Does he
still in
still
your
look
hand?
nervous?
Is your ring still in your hand?
The ring's on my hand.
Okay. You put out your hand, and he looks at you, and his eyes glow wide, kind of. You can see him kind of open, and he immediately bows towards you and says, "Oh, hello."
I say, "You can shake my hand."
He says, "No, I'm not allowed to touch royalty. I'm sorry, King. This is the guard's promise."
I put my hand down and with my other hand tap him on the shoulder and cast Calm Mind.
Okay, go ahead and roll for it.
Yeah, I guess I have to do that, don't I?
This way you should, yeah, copy it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, you put your hand on his shoulder, and he kind of looks at you, and you can see him. His muscles were tense, and you see him start relaxing.
I say, "Why were you tense, sir?"
He says, "There's a lot going on tonight. I hear there's a threat on the king tonight, and I'm just scared for his life."
Do you know anything about the threat? Is it serious?
You see him kind of look back and forth. No, I don't know anything about it. Sorry. I'm just really worried for the king.
And why are you feeling? Why are you looking more skittish than the other guards?
Well,
Is it?
I'm kind of new to this whole thing. I'm sorry.
I see.
You can tell
Okay.
something's off about him.
Can I cast telepathy then?
You sure can. Go ahead and roll for it.
All right.
You kind of look into his eyes, and he looks back at you, and you see him kind of jump back a little bit. What are you doing?
I'm trying to make you less nervous.
What do you make me less nervous? How? What? You see him kind of reach for his sword a little bit. What's going on?
With my hand with the ring, I tap him on the shoulder, and say, "Worry not."
He looks over at your ring, and he kind of just looks back at you, and you can see him loosen his grip on the sword's handle.
And then I turn around and look for Tavish.
Okay. You can see Tavish just kind of drunkenly stumbling back and forth, fairly close to the king's table, watching the carts. You guys are now next to each other.
I say, "You were right, Tavish. Something's off about that guard."
That's how it usually is. I'm never wrong.
What is the person's name who gave us the task?
Marin. She
Marin?
She is the guard who...
Is she around?
You kind of peer through the room, and you do not see her. You assume that she's still kind of circling and looking.
All right. Sounds good. I put the ring in my pocket.
Okay. Tavish, you see all the carts are standing next to a table. You see a very large cart being pushed by two people slowly come towards the king, and you see a guard in front of it escorting it.
I'll start like stumbling towards it,
Okay, you start just kind of walking towards it and stumbling as you go.
and when it gets close enough, I'm gonna like try and put my foot out so it rolls over my foot.
As you start getting closer, you see the guard look at you, and he kind of grabs his blade and starts walking towards you.
I'll just like act like I don't really notice. I'm just drunkenly stumbling.
As you're walking, he kind of grabs you and kind of does a half hug. Hey, excuse me, where are you going?
I was just going to my table.
He he,
I've got the munchies.
he points towards the table behind you, away from the king, and says, "Look, there's an open spot right there."
All right. I'll start like very slowly going in that direction.
Okay, you kind of turn around and start stumbling over that way. You see him walk back towards the cart.
I sit where Tavish is heading towards.
Okay, you're both now sitting at the table with the old couple. Did you meet the king?
I met one of the kings.
Oh boy, how was he? And you can see her start clapping.
He was wonderful. Truly royalty.
Oh, that's great. I love royalty. They're so great. Aren't they great, honey? And she turns to her husband and looks at him, and he kind of grumbles.
I lean over, and in David's ear, I say, "She seems like the assassin type to me."
I scoff and then lean to him and say, "We should interrogate the guard."
The wife looks at you. Oh, what are you guys doing?
Oh, we're
What's
just
so
making
funny?
jokes.
Oh, can I hear? I want to hear the joke. I love
They're very
jokes.
context dependent.
Oh, it's
It's
okay.
sort of an inside thing, you know.
It's okay. I love jokes. Come on.
All right, I say.
Well, if you really want to hear
I
it.
lean forward and I say, "All right, what's your guys' backgrounds? What do you do for a living?"
Well, my husband owns a farm, and I own a pottery store.
Oh, perfect. I turn to her husband and I say, "Why did the chicken cross the road?"
He looks at you, kind of grumbles again,
And I say,
you can see the wife kind of push him. Oh, come on, honey, behave. They're telling a joke.
and I say, "To get to the other side."
Each other, very confused, and then back at you and kind of back at each other. You can tell they're just really confused right now.
I'm just deep, like chest laughing, hands on my belly, like leaning back. It's the most funny thing I've ever seen.
I say, "See, you really gotta know the context to get the joke."
That wasn't funny in any context. You guys are silly.
I get up and say, "Let's go, Tavish."
Okay. Oh my.
And I kind of lead him towards the other guard.
Okay, you guys go to the other guard.
She's right. That wasn't funny at all.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Are there people near us that can overhear us?
I mean, there's just people everywhere. But
Yeah,
I mean, if
okay.
you guys are whispering and talking lightly, no one's ever gonna directly hear you.
I say to Tavish, I don't think it was a lady that's gonna be the assassin, but I have an odd feeling about that guard. He says he's new. Could have been a recruit of some other assassin something that hired him. So I'm worried about him.
You guys hear,
If we
as you guys are
find-
talking, you hear a loud trumpet start playing, and the king stands up, and he kind of baffled. You hear him kind of giving a toast as he holds up his wine glass. You can't quite tell what he's saying though.
Yeah.
I hold up my water skin.
I look for the guard that was nervous.
You see him. He starts walking. He's not at this post he was before his post. You see him kind of walking around the room.
towards the king?
No, he's just kind of walking around the perimeter. You see a lot of the
Okay,
guards though are kind of
moving towards
all
him.
moving towards the same direction he's going.
Um, hmm. I head in the same direction, away from the king.
I'll
Okay.
follow a little back.
You want to follow the guard or what?
Follow David.
Yeah, I'm saying David. You want to follow the guard or you just?
Yes, yeah, follow the guard.
Okay, you start following the guard, and you kind of. I guess you're just following him.
Does he still look nervous?
You're turned to his back. You can't see his face.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
He kind of stops, and you can see him and the rest of the guards are kind of forming a line at the, not around the king, but next to him.
Is he close?
And he's wait, define close. What do you mean?
Like, is he close to the king, like within 10
Oh.
feet?
No, he's not one of the
He's-
closer guards. He's kind of just in the line.
Okay.
You do see him now, though. Now you can see him looking at the king kind of intently, and he's also
Yeah.
looking around the room.
Does he look nervous?
As far as you can tell, yes.
Do any of the other guards look the same?
I mean, you're looking around. You can tell that none of them are really that nervous or anything. They're just kind of.
Being guards?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um. I'm going to cast. No. I'm going to just stay awkwardly close to him, but like not too awkwardly.
Okay, you see him notice you. He starts looking at you, kind of tries to shoo you away. You can see his head kind of moving back, trying to shoo you away, but without looking
Okay.
conspicuous.
I listen to what he's saying and step back a reasonable distance. With like are there other patrons still standing?
Most of the people are sitting, but you do see some people holding their glasses up, standing, looking at the king as he's giving his toast.
I'm standing with my water skin up.
Okay. Are you sitting next to David or?
No, I'm like 10 feet away.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to use telepathy on him again.
On the guard. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, you can hear him thinking kind of, oh boy, this is it. It's gonna happen. Oh boy, this is it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
And he's not looking to anywhere in specific?
He's kind of looking at the king.
At the king. Yes, the king's he's giving his toast, but he's not
He's not doing anything
like
particular.
drank it yet.
No, he's not drinking. He's giving his toast right now, and he's kind of looking around the room as he's talking.
All right. I'm going to get as close to the king as I can, and I'm going to pick a guard that's close-ish to me, just a random guard that's close to me and as close to the king as possible.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast false memories.
Okay, and what memory do you want to plant?
I want to plant the memory that what's her name?
Marin?
They give us Marin?
Yeah.
Marin and talked to him, and at the end of whatever she said before, also said the cup is poisoned.
Okay, go ahead and roll for it. You look into his eyes, and you can see him kind of look back at you before his eyes kind of open wide, and he looks back at the king, and you can see just a look of dread come over his face. And he starts running towards the king and yelling, "Stop!"
I step back at that time.
Okay. You watch as this happens. You can see him just start running towards the king, and the guards surrounding the table kind of run and ambush him, and kind of stop him from trying to get to the king. He says, "No, the cup is poisoned. No, we can't let this happen." And you can see him kind of trying to reach for the king, even though he's like maybe 20 feet away, and the guards are slowly pulling him away. He's going, "No, we need to stop it." And you see the king's guard, the king's guard, kind of stand up and look at the king, and grab his glass, and kind of just dump it out next to him.
I look back to the first guard.
Which guard? The one who's acting suspicious?
Yeah, the one who's nervous.
Okay.
Is there any change, or is he just...
You can see him kind of looking really confused right now, but also you see him looking confused right now.
Okay. Yep. And then I look back to the king and wait, and if anything else happens, or if he finishes his toast.
You see the head of the king's guard pull out a wine bottle, a fresh one, and open it and pour the king a new glass and a new cup and hand it back to him. And he puts his glass up and you can hear him kind of apologize for what just happened as he starts finishing his toast.
Right. I just keep looking between the first nervous guard and the king.
You keep looking back and forth, and the guard is still incredibly worried, you can tell.
Okay.
There are also about half the guards who were at the table are not there anymore. They're escorting the guard who you planted the memory inside of, out of the building. Tavris, you...
When there's the interruption, I quickly I take a swig from the water skin and then I put it back up in the air.
Okay. What do you guys wanna? You can tell he's about to finish his toast. He's kind of...
Yeah, I wait.
You can see him look at the other king, and he puts the glass even higher in the air, and the other king stands up, and they cling glasses together before taking a gulp.
I take a big gulp from my water skin after this.
Okay, go ahead and add another level of drunk to your... You see him, everyone starts cheering, the entire crowd. And the king sits back down.
What about the other king?
He does too. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So, they sit back down, and you can see a couple of the kitchen people walk up with these large trays of stuff, and they set it down in front of the different people at the table before taking off the lid and revealing the dinner. And they do it the same to every table around the room. You see him put little trays down and lift up the lid to reveal the meal.
I'll sit down at whatever table I'm nearest to.
You sit back down and watch the old couple again.
Are they at every table?
They're at every table. No, it's the only table that's really open right now.
Okay. But I'll keep my eye on the king's table.
Okay. You're sitting there watching the king's table, and the tray gets set down in front of you, and they take the lid off, and you see it's an entire bird. You're not quite sure what kind of bird, but it's the entire bird on a little plate of lettuce with some vegetables around it.
I just rip a leg off and start eating that.
The bird isn't very big. It's maybe the size of, just a little bit bigger than your fist.
Oh, okay.
You still want
I guess I'll just pick it up and start taking bites off of it.
Just pick up the whole bird and just start eating it?
Yeah.
You start doing that, and the wife kind of drops her jaw and looks at you. What are you doing?
I glance at her with like wide eyes, and then I just keep eating.
She looks at you.
I've got the munchies.
They haven't okayed eating yet. You're supposed to wait until the king takes his first bite. That's etiquette in the kingdom. She's kind of
I
whispering.
take
She's kind of
one
whispering, yelling at
more
you.
big bite, and then I put it back down
She kind
slowly.
of pounds the table, and you can hear the silverware kind of jingle. Stop it! You're gonna make us look bad. I would like to meet the king someday.
Sorry.
She kind of pushes her husband, and her husband looks at her and kind of pushes back and grumbles again. David?
Yeah, I'm just again scanning and seeing if other people are standing or if everyone's seated now. All the patrons.
You still see people standing around the room. It's not as many as there were.
Yeah.
Most everyone's
Okay.
eating now, but
Yeah, we'll keep standing, and the first nervous guard still looks nervous.
yes, he's looking a lot more nervous than he was before.
More nervous. Oh boy.
You kind of feel suspicion about something. Something that seems a little off right now. You're not quite sure what, but you feel like something is off right now.
Has the king eaten?
The king has not taken his first bite yet. He's still talking to the
Yeah.
people, but you do see him
king.
holding his silverware. He is ready to eat. You see him take his fork and knife and puts the fork into the bird and starts cutting off a piece of it. And you can see him start going towards his mouth. You gonna intervene or you want to let it happen?
I want to let it happen.
Okay, Tavrish, you're gonna intervene and let it happen.
I'm just sitting as well postured as possible, trying not to make us look bad.
Okay, you're sitting up very upright, and you look kind of weird because you're. Before you were just kind of leaning over the table eating. You're overly doing it. The king takes his bite and starts chewing it before he takes a sip of wine again, and sits down and starts eating again. And you see the head of the King's Guard put his hand up, and you can see everyone immediately start going to eating their dinner.
I pounce back on my bird and I finish eating it.
Okay, you pick it up and start chewing on it again. You see the wife, use your fork, come on, you're embarrassing me.
Come over if you want.
What? I can't even understand you. You know, you're rude. You're weird and you're rude and I don't like it. You should leave. I don't like you.
There's no open tables, but I would if I could, but unfortunately I cannot.
She looks to you. You're so rude. I hate you, okay? You're a rude person and I don't like you. You're not allowed to shop at my pottery store. You understand?
Oh no!
She kind of pounds the table. I don't like you. Stop it. David?
Well, I'm gonna continue standing and waiting for King to die, I guess.
You see the guard who was worried he starts looking up in the balcony.
I follow his gaze.
You follow his gaze and you look where he's looking and you don't see anything other than the people standing in the balcony, but you can tell he is very, very worried right now. He's looking around, kind of hurried.
I cast telepathy
Hey, go ahead and roll
on him.
Go ahead and roll for it.
No. Shit.
Okay. You kind of look him in the eyes, and he stops and looks back at you, and he can tell that something funny is happening. And you can see him tap the guard next to him and start whispering into his ear.
Is he looking at me or no?
No, he's looking at the guard next to him. He's whispering to the guard.
Okay. I'm gonna cast false memories on that guard.
The guard next to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's gonna forget that the nervous guard was even talking to him.
You can't. I don't. False memories doesn't erase. It gives a fake memory.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I'm gonna use memory erase.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Okay, go ahead. Okay. You look at the other guard in the eyes, and you see him look back at you. And as the other guard's talking, he kind of keeps sitting there nodding his head, looking at you. And when the guard's finished, he kind of looks back at the king. The guard you just cast memory erase on.
Yeah.
And then the word guard kind of looks back and forth and sees you casting spells again.
When he looks back at me, I wave to him with the back of my hand and wiggle my fingers. Oh, I put the ring on first, I guess.
You put the ring on and start doing it, and you see him immediately kind of shove the guard next to him and point to you. And they
I
both
put my hand quickly back in my pocket.
roll for speed.
Okay. D20?
Yeah, roll d20 plus your speed modifier. What's your speed modifier?
6.
Okay, yeah. You successfully do it, and the guard looks at you.
I look confused at him.
You kind of tilt your head, and the guard who's worried before is now getting. You can tell he's getting visually angry at you.
I take a step back and turn around.
Okay, Tavrish, we're gonna go back to you.
Do I notice any of this happening?
You saw David messing with the guard just now.
I'm gonna look at the guard.
The worried one.
Yeah.
We're gonna call him Guard A just so we don't have to keep saying the
Yeah.
guard.
That's a good call.
Okay. So you look back at Guard A and he's kind of. You can tell he's very mad at David right now and looking at him.
I go to Tavrish.
Sorry, what was that?
I go to Tavrish and I say, "Do you want to check the upper balcony? I think there might be something up there."
Alright, I'm gonna just finish this bite.
The wife looks at both of you. You need to sit down, mister. You're embarrassing me. As she takes a little nibble of her bird.
I sit down, and
No, I just finished. Let's go.
gesture Tavrish away. I say, "You go."
Alright. I go up to the balcony.
Okay, you start stumbling up the balcony, and the wife looks at you. Good riddance. She turns to David. I don't like that guy one bit. I hope you're a better gentleman than him. She points at him.
I try to be, and I pick up the fork and knife.
Okay, you
And
just pick
begin
him up.
eating.
Okay, you start eating.
Yeah.
She looks at you. Good. Now put the napkin in your lap, mister. I don't want to ask again.
I listen to her.
You take your napkin and unfold it and put it in your lap. Okay, we're going to cut back to Tavrish. You're up on the balcony and you don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Can I sort of trace where the guard A is looking to?
You see him kind of just... He's not looking up at the balcony anymore. He's just You can see him really looking around the room now. He's really looking. Like, more intently than he was before. As time has gone on, you've noticed, you can tell he's now visually worried. And you can tell he's being more worried as time's been going on.
Interesting.
I'll just stand I have nearsighted, so can I see much from the balcony?
Oh, do
no.
you? No.
Oh,
not
no.
really. You can't.
Okay.
You see giant blurs. You can see. I take that back. Then you can't see him looking around. All you see is him. You just see his blur.
Could I
Okay.
still see that?
David can see him looking around the room, but yeah, Tavris, you just see a blur.
I'm just gonna after confirming nothing is there, I'll just go back down.
Okay, you start stumbling back down the stairs. And you guys, both of you now, realize something is really off and something's weird. You don't know what, but you don't like it.
Oh no. I say, "Excuse me," fold my napkin and stand up, and move back towards the king.
The wife looks at you. Where are you going? You didn't finish. Don't you want dessert, mister? You gotta finish your stuff.
I'll come back for dessert. I'm sorry.
No. I'm not excusing you from the table. You sit back down now, mister.
I cast Interesting. I say, okay, I'm sorry, and I sit back down.
She looks at you. Good boy. Now you finish your meal, mister. I don't want to ask you again.
I say, do you notice anything off about the room?
And she looks at you and goes, other than your friend, who is getting very drunk and very annoying, and I hate him. Did I tell you I hate him? I don't like him at all. He reminds me of a man I met at my pottery store once. He broke a pot. Did you know that? He broke a pot.
Unbelievable.
I'm gonna sit back down at that table.
You sit back down, and she kind of looks at you and gives you an evil glare.
I blankly stare back at her.
She looks at you and she looks back at David. I think it was him. He broke the pot. Tavers can obviously hear her.
I smile a bit.
I've probably broken a few pots in my day.
She looks back at you and kind of gasps. It was you! And she kind of pushes her husband and tells him he broke the pot. He did it. And the husband kind of looks back at you kind of angrily.
I yawn.
You guys hear a large commotion right now coming from the king's table.
I stand up and look.
You stand up and look and you see the king is standing up, kind of flailing around. You don't know why. You see the king's guard draw his sword and start looking around.
I'm gonna stand up, flipping the chair back and the table forward in the process.
Okay.
And just make a bum rush
on the wife.
towards.
Everything falls on the wife. She's now soaked and covered in food, and very angry.
I'm gonna just make a rush towards the king.
Okay.
I follow.
Go ahead and actually, that's fine. Okay, you start running towards the king, and you see the guards. Every guard has their sword drawn, and they're looking around as the king's kind of flailing, and nobody knows why.
I cast false memories on the nearest guard, and input the memory that the two of us were allowed through.
Okay, go ahead and roll for that. Okay, you scan the room, and you find a random guard, and you start looking in his eyes, and he looks back, and you see him kind of nod a little bit, as he alone lets you through, but the rest of the guards kind of turn to stop you, and one of them turns to David. Were you moving, or are you just at the table still?
Yeah, no, I was moving with them.
Okay, one of the guards turned towards both of you and says, "Hey, you get there! You get back now!" You see more guards start pointing at you.
I'm trained in medicine. Let me through.
Roll buff.
Do I add the effectiveness from drunk?
Yeah, I'll let you do that. Sure. Okay. He looks at you and looks back and goes, "You're really drunk, though."
I'm called the greatest healer in the land where I come from.
He kind of lets his sword down and tells the other guards, "Let him through! Let him through!" And they kind of open a path to you.
I follow.
Okay, the guards stop you and say, "Hey, no, not you, him."
I say, but I'm with him. I'm his assistant.
Roll bluff.
Yes.
Oh.
He's my assistant.
Both of you roll a bluff, and I'll combine it. You're lucky that David got a good roll. Yeah, okay. They let David through.
Right. We get to King. How's he doing?
Sorry about that.
No worries.
So what were you saying?
How is the king doing?
He's still flailing around. You can tell he's not choking or anything. He's just, you see, he's kind of almost like he's restrained a little bit.
What's the other king doing?
The other king is there's guards surrounding him, kind of covering him. He's like in the chair, but there's guards like on him.
Is he looking at the other king? Or the main king?
He's looking at the other king, very scared.
I scan the room for anyone using magic on the king. He's like
You start
focused
looking
on
around
the
the room,
king.
and you do see the guard A is kind of really, really worried right now. You can see him physically sweating.
I'm gonna try and pick up the king and like put him on the table.
I take the guard captain and I point to guard A and I say, "Bring him to me."
He looks at you. Excuse me? You need to back off, sir. And he puts his hand on your head and starts pushing you away.
I saying, I'm with the medicine man. I need him.
He says, why? For what?
Look at him. He's nervous. He knows something.
He should be nervous. The king is dying. And he kind of pushes you away.
I go towards guard A.
Okay.
And I say, or I cast telepathy first.
Okay. You kind of look into his eyes, and he looks back, and you start reading his mind. It's happening. This is it. It's happening. He's gonna die.
I grab him by the chest plate and I say, what is happening?
He looks at you. What are you talking about? Let me go.
I don't let go.
And
I say,
the
what?
other guards kind of turn to you and start pointing their swords. Wait, what's going on?
I say, I'm with the medicine man. I turn.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I turn back to guard A and I say, what do you know?
They start putting their swords like right against you. You need to drop him right now, sir.
I put my hand down. And I say, do you want me to help the king or not? I'm with the medicine man.
They kind of look at you. Roll an intimidation check.
Wait.
They don't let you. They kind of point their swords and put them directly against your chest and tell you to leave.
Do I know what the guard A is thinking?
Yeah, you can still hear his thoughts for a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
He's still thinking, what the hell is this guy's problem? Let's go back to Tavish. Tavish, you wanted to hold the king, you said?
I wanted to pick him up and put him down on the table.
You gotta pick
Like
him
lay
up
him
and
down.
there's something in the way. You don't know what, but you can feel it. And you get pushed back immediately, and you fall on the ground. You see the
Can I see what's in the way?
You cannot. You just see the king flailing around. You also now see a large stab wound in the king's side.
It, I guess I'll just try and like wrestle him to the ground and then I'll like hunch over him.
You go and you run to him. You start trying to pull him to the ground, and you can feel again something's pushing on you, pushing you away. But it feels like a hand, and it pushes you away. And then, do you have the? One second. Let me look at your character. I don't remember what these skills do. Is one of them the kind of the evasion one?
Yeah, that's stumbling drunk.
Okay, and what's your speed?
With the drunkenness, it's 3.
Okay. Oh wait, I thought that drunkenness doesn't lower your speed.
Well, the alcoholic says you lose half speed.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay, I need to fix that. For now you don't lose any. So what's your speed without?
5.
Okay. You feel the hand push you back, and then you just see a knife wound in your side.
I'm gonna like
You take 6 damage.
6. Okay, I'm gonna like throw the remaining liquid from my water skin in the direction that I.
Okay, you pull out your water skin and just throw the cork aside and start dumping it, and you see it stop right there, and you can see the shape of a human almost.
Look here, there's magic afoot.
Dave, we're gonna come back to you.
Are they escorting me or did they just push me
They
away?
just pushed you away. Their swords are still pointing at you.
Or,
You're not.
based on what I know, I'm going to go again to the top balcony and look for anyone using magic or focused on the king. like
You
intently.
run to the top of the stairs and you start peering across the balcony. You just don't see anything. But you do, or you're still connected to the guard A, and you hear him thinking, "She's gonna kill him. She's gonna do it."
I look more specifically for a girl.
I mean, there's lots of girls. You look around and you don't really notice anyone doing anything suspicious.
Anyone standing out?
No.
Can I see the king from here?
Yeah, you can see the king. He is. What you see right now is Tavrish. Uh, what you just saw is Tavrish got pushed back, and then he went back to the king and started grabbing him before getting pushed back again. And now you see him bleeding before he pulls out his skin and starts dumping wine or ale. It was ale, I think. And starts dumping it, and you see it kind of pour over the silhouette of a person.
I rush back down.
And you hear him yell, "There's magic afoot," or whatever he said.
I rush back down.
Okay. You rush back down to the king, and the guards stop you again.
Same guards, or can I come from the other side?
These are different guards. They're just trying to keep anyone away from the king right now.
I'm going to cast false memories on the one guard.
There's lots of guards stopping you. There's like 2 or 3.
Okay, on the one closest to me,
Okay.
and the false memory of he sent me to get bandages for the king, and the other guards don't know.
Okay, go ahead and roll for it.
Damn it.
You look at him, and he looks back, and he puts his sword down and says, "This man went to go get bandages. We need to let him through. He's got bandages for the king." And they drop their swords and let you through.
Does he escort me?
No, he just drops the sword and they step aside.
Okay. I go again right to the king, and
Okay.
yeah, see what's happening.
Tavrish, now you guys are together, so you guys can act together. Tavrish, you just dumped a water skin. There's magic afoot, or whatever you said.
Did it just like go around the silhouette? Is there anything like dripping off the silhouette now or something?
Yeah, you see every now and again you see kind of just drips falling off onto the ground. You can't tell the shape anymore. When you were dumping it, you saw it when it was just going around the silhouette, but you don't notice it on the silhouette right now. You just see drips every now and again falling off.
I'm gonna pick up like a chair near me or something and then lash out at where the drips are.
Using your improvised combat.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll for it. Okay, you grab the nearest chair and you kind of stumble back and toss it, and you see it stop immediately, and you hear a grunt. You immediately see the chair kind of be thrown aside, and then you see the head guard, the guard of the head of the king's guard. His head gets pulled back, and his throat just starts opening up.
Can I? Is this combat now?
Yeah, you're in combat. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to cast hypnosis on the invisible figure.
Okay, go ahead and roll for it.
To slice his own ankle.
You sit there looking around, and you don't know where to cast the telepathy. You just saw the head of the king's guard fall to the ground, and you're looking around trying to cast it, and you just can't find the mark.
Sorry, I meant hypnosis, if that makes a difference, but yeah.
No, not really.
Yeah,
Okay,
perfect.
You still don't know where they are.
Yeah.
The head of the king's guard just falls to the ground, limp body.
I see. Yeah.
What's the biggest object?
The large
Like
metal,
that.
the large metal lid to the king's plate. He had the largest dinner. The lid that goes to it is pretty massive. It looks like a shield almost.
I'll just pick that up and then swing it wherever I think the person is.
Go ahead and roll. Okay. You pick it up and swing it, and you see a large dent. It just dents huge. When you hit it, and a large clang sound happens, and you hear a thump on the ground.
Should we be in initiative?
Have you read the rules for how combat works yet?
No, I did. I forgot about how initiative worked.
Yeah, yeah. It's remember, it's there's no initiative. It's just stamina based.
I thought there was like a turn order though.
No, it's stamina.
Yeah, everyone can do whatever they want when they want, instead of turns. But you have stamina. The way it works is, so during the round you have, I think it's base of 5 stamina.
Yeah.
Each action takes so much stamina, and you once you run out of stamina, you can't do anything for the rest of the round.
Okay,
you still get your full turn, but this way that we can eliminate turns and initiative.
Okay.
So that people can still act.
Okay, that's where I was confused.
Did I see the dent happen?
Yeah, you saw him whack the whatever it was, and then you hurt the thud.
Can I then cast on the whatever it was?
You're welcome to try.
Okay. I'm going to cast Hypnosis again, and the command is going to be to remove all clothing.
Remove all clothing?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Okay. You start scanning, trying to find them, and you can kind of feel the presence of someone there. And you try really hard to cast it, but you can't tell if it worked or not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double-handed swing down at where I heard the thing land.
Alright, go ahead and roll for it. Okay. You lean down, you hit something hard, and you can feel it, and you do it again, and you hit him again. And you obviously. Oh wait, wasn't it? Is that a double hit that we're using?
No, No.
Oh, you're just using a melee attack to.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just flavor. Okay, flavoring it. Gotcha. Yeah, you swing down, you hit them, and you can feel it.
And then can I like fall on top of them?
Okay, yeah, sure. Go prone on him. You just lean forward now and just kind of fall on him. As that happens, you feel a knife slide into your arm, and you take 8 damage.
Okay.
David, you saw this happen. You saw.
Yep. Can I sprint over and try to wrestle the guy?
Yeah, you're welcome to try.
Just throw myself on him, but not on Tavers.
Okay, you kind of jump and try and land, and you feel something under you struggling.
Okay. On that something, I cast telepathy.
Okay. Can roll for it. You start casting him where you can feel it, and you can feel your mind connecting to the person, and you can hear him thinking, "I gotta get these guys off of me. The king must die." But it's in a woman's voice.
Yeah, so it's probably him.
David, hold on a second. Do you know your defense just by heart?
3.
Okay. You feel a knife slide right into your leg, just cleanly, and you take 5 damage.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
You guys wanna? You guys have
I'm gonna use Drunken Barrage and just try and knock out this person.
Okay. Go and roll for it.
Do I roll for every
Roll for each hit. How many hits does it does?
Well, I'm gonna use all my drunk, so that's gonna be 5.
Right. Okay, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, go ahead. So go ahead and roll 5 times. Let me put a space here just so I can see. Okay, go ahead. Just so I can tell what your 5 were. Okay. All of them except for 2 hit, so 3 of them hit.
And each of those is +2 because he just had the +2 at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you put it to the end. Then yes, they all of them except for 1 land.
Yeah.
Okay. So 4 of your hits. You sit there and you just start pummeling into the person, and you can feel him. You can hear him start going, and you start just laying into them, and you see someone start fading into existence.
Do I know what they're thinking?
Yeah, you can hear. Actually, yes, but they're not thinking anything. They're just in pain. You can
Yeah,
tell.
in pain. All right. I leap off and I go to the nearest guard.
Okay.
And I ask him to cover my bleeding leg.
You're not bleeding. You were just cut.
Oh, not bleeding. Okay.
Bleeding is a status effect. You weren't given the bleeding status effect.
Oh, okay. So for this, the hemophiliac doesn't take effect.
No, only if you actually start bleeding.
A bleeding
If
effect.
that makes
Oh,
sense.
okay.
A bleeding effect, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
All right.
you would be dead probably.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay, so
Then I
we'll
don't.
come back to what do you want to do now?
Yeah, just jump back and watch it happen.
Okay. Tavros, you're not drunk anymore, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You see the person start fading existence. You can't tell it really their main features. They're kind of a ghostly figure almost right now. You can see the magic starting to fade though.
I gesture to them and I say, "This is who was trying to kill your king. Have at him." And I jump back off of them.
You jump back off and you see the silhouette stand up, and they kind of throw their arms down, and the magic just immediately disappears. And you can see they're very well bruised from you hitting them and stuff. And they reach. You can tell it's Marin, the person who hired
damn.
you. And she reaches into her side. And she pulls out a vial, and she turns to everyone. Listen, I have this. This vial is explosive. Okay, it will blow up the entire palace. If I drop it for any reason, we all die. If this vial breaks, we all die. You understand? And she looks at everyone.
Can I hear what she's thinking?
Yeah, you're still connected, and she's thinking what you just said.
Yeah. Okay.
You can tell she's not bluffing, though. You can tell for sure she's not bluffing. That will kill everyone.
How close to her am I?
You guys are both within like 5-10 feet. All you guys did was stand up and kind of back up.
Okay. So I can't.
She pulls a knife out and says, "I'm taking the king." Okay? And she starts walking towards the king and kind of puts the knife around his neck and starts dragging him.
Before she gets to him, can I stand between her and the king?
Yeah, you can try.
And I hold my hands out in front of me. And if she gets within touching distance of me, then I'll just reach for it and touch like her wrist or something. But if she stops, then I won't go
Wait,
towards
just
her.
Touch her? What do you mean?
Yeah, just to touch, so I can cast a touch ability.
Oh, okay. What's okay?
Calm mind. Yeah.
Okay, she's just walking towards the king, and you reach out and you grab her wrist. Go ahead and roll
And
for
then-
go ahead and roll for the mind. Okay. You grab her wrist and your hand starts to glow a little bit, and she throws you off and stabs you. You take 8 damage.
Okay.
She turns back towards the king and grabs him, still holding the vial in one hand and the knife in the other, to his throat and starts dragging him towards the exit. You guys gonna just let it happen?
I mean, I'm not getting paid anyway, right?
She was the one who hired you, yes.
Yeah. Is this like the end of a turn? How does that?
I gotta say, right now combat's technically over because you guys aren't
Okay.
fighting. This is more roleplay right now.
Okay. So my mana is back to usable, or
Yeah, let's just say your mana's back.
okay. Then I will use memory erase on her.
Okay, and erase what?
Uh, um, why she was holding the bottle.
Okay, go ahead. You look her in the eyes, and she looks back, and she kind of wiggles her head a little bit and says, "Stay out of my head!" And you see her reach up and pull the vial even higher up.
All right, then I like put my hands up, step back a bit, and cast hypnosis
On her?
on her again, to put down the bottle.
Okay, go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah.
She looks at you and she says, "I told you to stay out of my head!" And you just see her just slit the king's throat right there and then. And he falls to the ground. And she starts walking towards the exit, still holding the vial in the air. "This is on you, buddy. You did this." She starts backing up.
Are there any guards near her?
Yes and no. They're kind of keeping a distance because they don't want the vial to drop and kill everyone.
All right, I'm gonna cast hypnosis on one of the guards to secure the vial.
Okay, go ahead. You look around and you look to the nearest guard and you... turns out it's guard A. You cast it on him and he looks at you and eyes wide open. He starts running at Marin. Just yelling as he does it. And she looks at him and says, "You need to stop right now! You knew this was happening!" And she reels the arm back even more. It's like as hard as high she can go right now.
I'm gonna go for her as well.
With the guard A?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Go ahead and roll for speed to keep up with him. Okay. You start running with him. David, you want to follow suit, or are you just gonna watch?
Yeah, not going right on top of her though, but like staying close to them.
Okay. David, what do you want to do when you got there?
I'm gonna pick her up and just try and stop her from moving.
You want to?
Like, yeah, I'm just gonna try and pick her up.
Okay, just pick her up. You run over to her and you grab her. Go ahead and roll for strength. You pick her up and you start holding her above your head, and you can feel her struggling against you. She says, "If you don't let me go, I will kill us all."
I don't believe you for a second.
You're gonna call her bluff?
Yeah, I'm gonna continue to hold her.
The other guard, guard A, runs up and grabs her wrist and tries to kind of take the vial out of her hand. And you can feel him pulling on her hand. And she says, "I will drop this vial right now. Let go." No intervention.
Yeah, I'm going to implant. Use false memories.
Okay.
And put the memory that Guard A had agreed to help her if things became difficult with the bottle.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Oh,
V. That's a very good roll.
Shift instead of control.
Okay. You look her in the eyes, and she looks back, and you see her let go of the vial immediately, right there and then, and the guard A grabs it. He's now holding the vial.
I'm gonna, like WWE style, pile driver her.
Sounds good. Go ahead and roll for strength. Okay. You just take her and you just fall backwards onto her head, and you hear a giant snap, and she just falls to the ground limp.
One way to do it.
I have cursed.
Oh, you do. Okay. You hear a large snap. I'm just letting you know she's very low on HP. You hear a large snap, and as you fall backwards, and she falls to the ground unconscious, not dead. Guard A is now holding the vial. David, your hypnosis wore off because he finished his command. He's now holding the vial, looking around confused.
Yep.
He looks at the vial and is very confused right now, and he just looks around the room, I guess. Still very confused.
Do any of the other guards step in?
Yeah, they're slowly closing in on him. And he kind of looks at everyone and says, "I didn't do. I swear, hey, I helped. I got it.
I scream, "He saved us!"
The guards still approach and tell him to drop the vial.
Drop?
Well, they say set it down. They don't say drop. They say put the vial down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he says, "Okay." And he goes to set it on the ground, and he sets it down and starts backing up. As he does that, the vial begins to shake a little bit. You guys can see it start to shake on the ground.
I'm bolting the opposite direction.
Roll for speed. David, are you going to follow suit? Ooh.
I will do the same.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh no.
David, you turn around and you trip on the dead body of the head
Knocked
of the
out body.
guard. You just
Dead body.
You just turn around and immediately trip on him and fall on your face.
Mhm.
David, you start running and you hear the vial start clinging around before the explosion happens. David, you are definitely dead.
Yep.
Tavrish, what's your defense?
3.
Oh, okay, you're dead too then.
Well, we tried.
You guys almost, maybe? Well,
I'd call that a strong 5 out of 10 for effort.
I'm going to end the stream real quick. Thank you to everyone who's listening on Discord or who's listening later on YouTube or whatever. Hope to see you guys again soon or later, whatever. Thank you for